Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, February 25th, 2016, and Friday, the 26th. Typically, we do not do market previews for Friday as the week is winding down and everything we've been analyzing has already come to pass or is about done. People slow down and head out for the weekend. So this combines Thursday and Friday's market preview for the week. Let's look at the ES front month futures contract. We had gapped down in the markets on Wednesday. Went a little lower and then recovered. You'll see that better when we look at the intraday action. But overall, we've basically gone nowhere for the last 5 days net. Here's a look at crude oil. Closed at 32.17. It was lower on the session earlier and then came back up a bit. Perfect value area play on the QM today, by the way. Gold closed up $7.70 at 1230.3. As the S&P cash index gained 8.5 points. NASDAQ NDX 100 gained 38 points to close at 4,200.66, so back above the 4,200 level. You can see it bounced right off the 10-day moving average. The SOX gained basically 8.5 points. Looks like a potential breakout over 620 on the SOX if it can take it. If it pulls, by the way, going back to the SOX, if it pulls back a little bit first and then turns up, you're going to have an inverted head and shoulders formation. Then that 620 area really becomes a breakout point. Biotech's up 14, holding on to that 10-day moving average with all the might it can muster. Almost lost it for the session. The VIX was down 26 in the end after being higher. The trend gained closed at $1.30. Another high reading that brings the 10-day moving average back up to 1.12. NASDAQ volume basically 1.8 billion shares on the session, which is better than we'd seen the prior day. The advanced decline ratio ended up positive 715 on the NASDAQ and positive 871 on the New York. That's after starting in very deep negative territory on both sides for the session and was down there in the negative 1200 for the first hour or so. So quite a recovery for the markets. Here's Google up $3.61. Apple gained $1.41, still sitting under $100. Amazon up $1.10. Nice recovery there. Netflix up $2.49. All right, let's look at the intraday action in the futures. Here's the ES front month with the 5-minute chart. So you can see we gapped down. We actually pushed a little lower, broke out of a cup formation over lunch, rallied a little bit, and then filled the gap right coming out of lunch, and then actually went higher. We actually crossed the value area for those of you who understand futures trading, which was kind of interesting given the session. I'm going to go to 10-minute candles just to show you that, remember we had gapped up on Monday, and then we came back and had not quite filled that gap on Tuesday late in the day. So that gap is now officially filled by the gap down here, and then this gap's filled. So all the gaps are now filled on the ES in terms of the last week. Here's the NASDAQ side. Again, all gaps filled. We basically just covered the range. It wasn't quite an outside day up on the NASDAQ, meaning we didn't take out the high of the prior session. We didn't do it on the ES either. So it's basically just a gap down, a recovery, a little bit of follow through for the session. All right, so what do we have left for the week? What do we have to expect here? First of all, you've got initial and continuing jobless claims, durable orders an hour before the bell on Thursday. We've got the FHFA housing price index at 9 a.m. on Thursday. We've got natty gas inventories an hour into the market on Thursday. On Friday, before the bell, we have the second look at gross domestic product estimate for the fourth quarter. This is we have the advanced number back in January, so this is not as important because we already have a generalized sense. Obviously, they make some adjustments with more data in, but it doesn't usually move the market as much. Could still do something for us, especially if it beats or misses by a lot. Personal income and spending also coming out an hour before the bell on Friday, and core PCE prices an hour before the bell. That's an inflationary number. Michigan sentiment final number 30 minutes into the market on Friday. And then things will start to wind down for the week. People will start to take off. Keep in mind that Monday, because of leap year, Monday is still February, but it's the last day of February. So, usually the last 2 days of the month, they've got everything where they want it for the most part. Get those prices pegged for statement printing, what we call window dressing. It's not a quarter end, it's just a month end. But still with Friday that way, Monday might be a little slow as they're just going to let it print and close for the month, most likely. We'll talk about that over the weekend in the market preview. Other than that, we'll be in the lab as usual, trying to help you make some money the next 2 days. Charts brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We'll help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading rest of your week.